Hello everyone, thank you for joining me, and please put hello in the chat, say your name, let me know you're here, and I'm looking forward to working with you for the next hour. So my name is Alli Ryer and I'm the Authentic Medium, and it's a real pleasure to be here with you today. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to join us. We're a little bit late starting, so I hope people waited or are going to join us again, and just put your names in the comment, and we will wait for people to join. So it's a beautiful day here. I live down on the south coast. Hi Anne, thank you for joining me, Anne. Lovely to see you. Just let a few other people join, Anne, and please can you ask for a reading? Of course. And Tazana, I'm sorry if I'm going to say your name wrong. So I'm not very good with names, so apologies, but I see you. Thank you. Hi, Facebook user from Sweden. Hi, Tina. Hi, Karen. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Pamela. Shana, thank you. Hi, Louise. If you're on Facebook user, just put your name in the comment, because obviously otherwise you just come up as Facebook. We're just going to let everybody join, and I'll try and say hello to all of you. So hi Maggie, hi Pamela. Again, if you're a Facebook user, make sure you put your name so I can say hello properly. Nancy, I'm going to try and get as many through as many readings as we can today, and I also have my cards here too, so if anyone would like a card, then please just say hello from the UK. It's so good for you all to be here today. So my name is Alli Ryer. I'm a medium and a psychic reader. So I connect with spirit and I work with cards. And I'm really pleased to be here with you guys today. Let's all raise the energy. Let's all be positive, because that really helps with our connections. And let's see how we get on. Hi, Kaz. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Jen. Lovely. I'm just going to wait for the chat to settle and everybody to join, because otherwise when I'm doing my mediumship and I ask you to say if you recognize it, we won't be able to see anyone. So we'll just, hello from Florida. Lovely. Of course, Nancy. Okay, and while we're waiting for everyone to join, I'm just going to open the session by pulling a card just to set the intention for the session. Although I hate to do mostly mediumship, I do love my cards too. Okay, beautiful card we've got here. There we go. Hopefully you can all see that. And it's every step counts. Okay, and that's a lovely, beautiful sea urchin we see. And it says the advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and as fully as you consider your options. And that just reminds us in life not to be so rush that we miss the journey, that we miss being present. So here today in this space, let's all be connected. Let's all enjoy the moment, enjoy the reads, and just send positive energy out to each other. I will try and get through as many as you as we can. Hello from Wales. Gosh, we've got people from everywhere. I love that. I really love that. Absolutely, Pamela. We all too busy rushing around. We put so much stress on our bodies and ourselves, and we forget to connect with nature and with spirit. And I think we can all absolutely work with that. Okay, so first of all, let me connect, and I'm going to give you some basis of information that I come, and I might pull some cards if we have problems placing the person. So when I'm giving the information, if you could all just mute the chat a little bit and just say if you can take what I'm saying. Okay, so let's see who we've got here. And what I am going to say is, as I've been preparing this morning and this afternoon, I have had a lady here with me who I do believe wants to join our session today. And I do feel like her name begins with a J, and I heard Janet or Jean, but I do feel more drawn to Janet. I do feel that would be either her name or your name or somebody very, very close to her. And she was with me quite a long time today, just kept repeating her name, not giving me any other information. So first of all, if anybody can take a lady called Janet or a J name, I do feel it's a Janet or a Jean, and certainly this lady is, she's not young, she's equally, she's not right at the end of her years. I would say she's presenting to me in her 50s or 60s. Now, she may well have lived till slightly older than that, but certainly I think that the place and time that she's wanting to connect with was with her 60s. I do know she's a mother, and I do feel that there's now grandchildren around. It could be Janice. Yes, it could. It could be Janice. Okay, let's just connect in with her. What does she want to say? Okay, I feel like this lady, for her to push forward is quite unusual because I don't feel she was a pushy person in life. I feel that she wasn't showy, wasn't a big I am at all, very gentle lady, and a very caring lady, very important to her to make sure her home environment was well looked after and welcoming. Okay. And we've got a Joan there we can take as well, past at 53 years of age. Okay. Carolyn, can you take that this lady wasn't pushy, wasn't materialistic particularly, and was a mum? Can you take that? Let's wait to hear from Carolyn. I do feel like being the family was really, really important to her. Absolutely. Please do join Streamyard even, because it enables me to see your face, to see your name even, or your face if you're pulled up. Okay, just let me pause and see if I can go back, see who we have here. Okay. So we also have Facebook user who is looking, we've got Carolyn. Is that Carolyn joining me here? Just wait and see. Was a gentle soul, very genuine, loving mum. Thank you, Carolyn. I do feel like I'm with you, Carolyn, because we've got the age, we've got it's Joan, you said. I just want to make sure I've got that name right. Joan, okay. Okay, let's do that connection. Carolyn, if you do want to come on live with me so I can see you, you're very welcome, and you can be sent a link. Equally, I can work with you through comments. So really gentle soul, loved her family, loved being a mum, loved looking after people, and would help anybody and liked to try and fix things. However, I would say she wasn't overtly confident. So I think her impact in life was much greater than she really ever knew or understood. I think she just felt she was doing what was normal, what was life, but actually she touched people with her kindness and her generosity in soul and spirit. Although I don't feel like she had a huge amount materialistically, she wasn't dreadfully poor or mega rich, she absolutely would have helped people in any which way she could. Okay. Lovely. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, so Joan has come through. She absolutely wanted to say hello to you today because she made that effort before I'd even joined, and I don't pre-link to try and get her message through. And I do feel like because she's not a mega personality, she's not that big and loud in her personality, that's why she's come through early so that she could get through. Okay, she wants you to she wants you to just take a little bit more care of yourself. I feel like you're very busy looking after everybody else, but you're not necessarily giving yourself that same love. I hope you can understand that, Carolyn. It's like she wants to take care of you. She wants you to sit down and have some cake, just have some time. I do feel like you're quite busy at the moment, and I do feel like there's an awful lot of people like her. You're a fixer, but I feel like you're a bit more, you've got a bit more energy. You're very busy. So I hope you can understand that, Carolyn. Do drop me another message. Absolutely, people loved her. I feel like there's a magnetism with her personality that you just would be drawn to. And I do feel like her home was really comfortable, really a place where you could just go and feel loved and supported, and very, very looked after. Okay, and that loving energy that she brings is why she's connecting with you, because she wants you to look after yourself. She wants you to self-care. She wants you to know that you do an amazing job and you're reaching so many people, but there's also no give back for you. So you're a fixer, you're a giver, but we need to make sure people are looking after you as well. So I want you to, or she wants you to make sure that you're doing something that you know you're loved, you know that you are well respected, that you're making a difference, but she wants you to smile. I feel like there's a bit of joy gone. So she wants you to just replenish your cup, and she's asking me to pull you a card. So I'm going to take it out the C deck as well. Let's see what her message is to you from the cards, Carolyn. Okay. Okay, so you've got a beautiful card here, mutually beneficial venture. You can see the lovely fish swimming amongst all of the sea bits down there, the seaweed and the I can't think the right names, but they eat off it, and they hide in it as well. So it is a mutually beneficial venture, and I feel like there's a bit of a coded message in there for you, just to make sure your first response is always to help, to always to do, to always fix. Just make sure that there's the payback. Okay, I feel like there might be a couple of people around you or going to be around you that are more about the take than giving back to you, and you just need to find that balance. Okay, she doesn't want you to stop being you, she doesn't want you to change, but she does just want you to make sure that you've got your eyes open when people may be a little bit too much take. So is it mutually beneficial? And don't be afraid to accept help either. She's telling me that you sometimes struggle to be the one that is supported. So when people do reach out, make sure that you accept it and let them do something as well for you. Okay, thank you for working with me, Carolyn. It's been a pleasure, and Joan was a lovely lady to bring through. Such a beautiful, gentle, healing energy she's brought to this space. So thank you so much. What a lovely lady. Okay, I've now got a gentleman who stepped forward, and this gentleman shows me that he was a man of the land, or a man of the garden, a man who liked to be outside. Certainly, he really didn't think or care about what he wore in terms of clothes. You certainly wouldn't see him dressed up, or at least not unless it was under duress. He was happiest when he was pottering outside, didn't mind a bit of mud, didn't mind getting stuck in, loved growing things, and loved talking to animals as well. I feel like there's a real connection with animals out here. I feel like he would be out there in all weathers as well. He was a real hardy soul, loved to be outdoors, and I feel like he probably wouldn't have been into all of this during lifetime. Very down to earth, no messing about, say it how it is type of bloke. I do feel, just having a quick look, put any messages down there if you can take this gentleman. Just gonna have a look. Sounds like my granddad, Pamela. Yes, he definitely has a family, and he definitely has grandchildren. He's definitely older when he passes, and he certainly would not have been one to engage with healthcare particularly, even if he needed it. He would have kept things quiet and just ignored medical symptoms. Certainly wouldn't be one for talking about medical stuff there either. Okay, so we have Tanza. I'm sorry, I think I'm saying your name terribly wrong. And we have Pamela. So let's just see if we can separate you two. Okay, so he likes animals, he likes being outside. He's a man of routine, so he doesn't like fancy food. He likes to know he's got pie on Wednesday, and he does keep out of the house. So he's happily married, but he lets his wife deal with the home and the house. It's quite a traditional relationship in that sense, and he loves her dearly because he does, you know, she does a beautiful job. So why would he get involved in all of that? Love. I think so. Have we got your grandpa here? Okay. And, you know, he does want to tell you that he knew he was poorly, but it wasn't his way. He would have had absolutely zero interest in engaging in healthcare and medicines and surgeries or any of that. He did what he had to, what he was made to, but certainly it just wasn't him, and he wasn't going to change. It's not what he believed in. I do go back to the animals with him because I feel like he's certainly still surrounded by them, and I almost felt something was nuzzling me in the face then. I thought it was an itch, but it's almost like a cow or dog or something is nuzzling me in the face, and so we can do that. So we still have both of you in. This is really interesting. Okay, let's see if I can get something to separate you out. It may be that both spirits have drawn near, but we should be able to separate them out regardless. Okay, I do feel like there's something to do with his feet. Okay, I know he's a man of outdoors. I know he would have worn boots or wellies, but I do feel like his feet would have needed attention even if he didn't allow that. And his walking, he probably felt it towards the end. His mobility, he just would have perhaps been a bit more hobbly because his feet were so sore. Okay, he loved dogs and had what was that one? He loved dogs and had a horse. Lovely. If I could ask you just to only comment if you can take everything that I'm saying, just so that I can work with the ladies that we've got here. Okay, so we know his feet are difficult for him. We know there's a horse involved. We know there's a dog involved, or a cow. It could be a horse or a cow. I can only see its hairy muzzle there. Okay, one of them would have had some sort of respiratory or throat issue, because my throat is really dry. So one of them would have suffered from something respiratory towards the end for definite. Okay, let's see if we can get something for him that would separate him out. That's his uniqueness. Let's have a look. He thinks this is really funny and hilarious. He has got a bit of a sense of humor on him, and I think he's a down-to-earth man, but he also remains a bit chipper, if you understand that. He likes to bring a smile to people's faces, and I do feel like that's a distraction technique for him. Let's not talk about the stuff that's bad. Let's talk about the happy stuff. He had an enlarged heart. That will be that breathing then as well. What else does he want to say? He wants to say his wife was so dainty. And dainty is a funny word for me to use, but I feel like I want to say she's quite gentle. But at home, she runs the roost. So she runs the house. She's in charge of the house. She's in charge of making sure that it's all okay. I'm touching my ear. So I do feel like one of them also potentially would have had some hearing problems or gone a little bit deaf. So can we understand that? We'll get some messages from him. Okay, so Tans, I think we've managed to separate out. She's tiny but in charge, absolutely. So he's done a good job of letting you know that it was him. So he's come through and he's picking you a flower. I feel like he's outside and he wants to recognize your beauty. There's something going on around you that's involving celebration or love within the next. I do feel it's within the next 6 months. There's just something that you're planning or celebrating or going to be, and he wants you to know that he's going to be there. He wants you to know that there is great love from both your grandparents and that they he's talking about a tablecloth now, and I don't understand that. So I hope you understand. I feel like there's something that your family have that's still theirs that reminds them of that. And I feel like he just wants to remind you of the importance of family, the importance of home, and the importance of traditions. He loves how free you are. He loves how you're living your life and you're doing it your way and being different. But he likes also the fact that you respect and you remember the generations back, and their love for you shines on. He's showing me 2 coins, and I do feel like in this celebration he would like you to either have 2 coins just somewhere for you that you know about, that you touch and remember your grandparents with. So I do hope that makes sense to you, and you can take that message. So thank you for working, and what a lovely chap to work with. So I will say thank you to him and see who else we have. Okay, let's have a look here now. Okay, I've got stepping forward now another gentleman. In fact, he's not a gentleman, he's a lad, he's a bloke, he's younger. I do feel like he is he's somewhere between 20 and 40, I would say. At a stretch slightly older, but he's definitely within working years. He hasn't retired, he hasn't reached that age group. And I want to say it's either a car or a motorcycle accident that's taken him. It's something very quick, or certainly the incident happened quickly, even if his passing took longer. And it wasn't an illness, it's definitely an accident of some description. He's telling me that he was quite full of life. He enjoyed life. He liked speed, as in going quickly, and he liked going out with his mates. He said he was just a normal bloke enjoying life. Your dad passed in a car, Zoe. Okay, let's just 46. Okay, let me just lean into that. Can you take that he enjoyed life, Zoe? That he enjoyed going out, he enjoyed yes, he had a family, but he still was with his friends and all of those things. Could have been my stepdad, Leanne. Okay, so let's try and separate it out between Zoe and Leanne. So let's take the other things. We know this lovely bloke has passed in an accident. Let's just see where else he takes it. Okay, I do feel like he had children. Because he's showing me him playing with them when they're quite little, when they're very young. Okay, so we've both got the ages of 46. Okay. Leanne, so it's a stepdad, so he could have had children as well. Okay, let's get some more information from him and just see where that's going. Okay. I do feel like he passed immediately. Would you both be able to understand that? Okay, so Leanne, you're the only child. Zoe, would you understand you and your brother? Yes. Would you understand that the accident, he died immediately? Would you understand that? Or that he never recovered consciousness from the accident? Because I'm feeling like from a spiritual perspective, he was here 1 minute and gone the next. So there was no pain. There was no, it was just gone. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm feeling quite overwhelmed with emotion now, because actually he's just so excited to be here. So pleased to have made a connection. And I do feel like there's stuff at home to remember him by. I do feel like somebody has something of his, either clothes or jewelry. Let me just ask him a little bit more about that. I do feel like there's an item of jewelry that somebody has got, that there's something that that's physical that they can hold or look at or see to remember him by. Somebody's got something that belonged to him. Just wait for the messages to get through. Let's see if I can get what it is. And I do feel like there's photos of him around. It's not like an altar or anything like that, but I do feel like there's a room, and there is stuff that's specifically to help you remember Dad, and that you have moments where you're thinking about him and you're talking about him. His chain. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Zoe. I do feel like I'm with you, Zoe. Okay, so what does he want you to know? What does he want? Why is he come? Well, he's come through because he loves you. He is just so proud of you. This feeling that I'm getting, I don't get emotional when I read, but he is just so proud of you. And so there is just so much love there. He says he hears you. I do feel like you talk to him, Zoe, or certainly in your head you connect with him. And he says he hears you. And he says also that you're a little worrier, and you don't have the confidence you should have about how blooming amazing you are. He absolutely wants you to know that he's got your back. Don't worry, he's not snooping around all of the time when you're at home and doing stuff and out and about, but he is absolutely there, and he will always have your back, Zoe. And he says, please grow your confidence. He says you've got so much to give, and you know, you really have nothing to doubt at all, because you are so amazing. And I feel like there's a project you're thinking about. There's something you've been toying around, or you're teasing out in your mind. What should I do? Do I do this? And he's saying, do it. I feel like you have to it's either putting you out slightly, or it's a new venture, or you're putting something of yourself into it. So I hope you understand this, Zoe. But he absolutely wants you to take, there's opportunities coming to you. Don't be afraid, and don't say no because you're worried about failure. Don't say no because you're worried about what people might say. He says, just put yourself out there and do it. And again, he wants me to pull you a card for a message from him to you. So let's see which card is going to come out. Okay, so card for Zoe from Dad. Look at this. Can you see that? Safe and surrounded by love. There is no more beautiful card that your dad could have given you. He's reminding you that your spirit family are always around you. He is always around you. He's now your guardian angel, and he will always watch for your back. So whenever you feel down in life, talk to him. Ask him for a hug. Feel his love, because he is there. And he says, just be you. Just be you. I did pull out 2 beforehand just as to set up, and one of those is diving into new depths. And he was saying there's that opportunity coming, so absolutely take it. Okay, take yourself places that make you feel a little bit, is this right thing to do? I'm feeling a bit nervous. Go for it. That's absolutely what that says. And setting up parameters. Okay, this is just reminding you to have boundaries. Okay, just have boundaries. Yes, give yourself, yes, put stuff out there, but just remember your boundaries. But most importantly, please take his love. Please feel the hug he's giving to you. He tells, yeah, I knew you felt anxiety or worry. He's there. Draw on his energy. Believe in yourself. Take that big, deep breath, because you are amazing, you are awesome, you are beautiful. Go and be you, and whenever you need that extra bit, call on him. Feel his love for you. So Zoe, I absolutely will leave you with his love, because he adores you and he's just so chuffed that you've joined today and been able to hear his message. Okay, let's see who else is coming through. Let's see. Okay, I do feel like I've got a grandma with me now. She's quite little in terms of herself, but boy, does she make up for that in determination. She's a real live wire. She's gorgeous. She's somebody who would not be afraid to tell it as it was. So she would not beat around the bush, all coming with love. None of it's horrible. None of it is negative. Her words might be quite to the point and might at times maybe make you sort of like, oh, but it all comes with love. She doesn't mess about. She's black and white. Say it as it is. It needs to be said. Let's get it through. She loves a gossip as well. She's one of these ladies who has the ability to find out anything from anybody, and is just a storyteller. She really is. She really knows, and she's really well known in her community as well, because she's not somebody who, she has a big group of people around her. Okay, let's have a look and see what else she's doing. Okay, she doesn't stop still for a second. Okay, she's busy. Okay, and again, she would help anybody. If you went to her house, you absolutely would be fed. I know that for a fact. You would have a meal, even if it's a cake or a sandwich. You couldn't leave her house without doing so. Okay. Oh my gosh, we've got loads of people. Let me get something. From her that is just about her. Okay, she tells me she's got one of these bags. I hope I describe it properly. It like zips up into a little square, and you open the zip and the bag pulls out, because she's very resourceful. And there's no way she would be buying a bag in a shop. Absolutely not. She is Mrs. Frugal, this lady. She even keeps buttons. Okay, she even keeps buttons and collects them, because you never know when you might need to put a new button on something. So very, very resourceful. And I do feel like her cupboards are full. Okay, I do feel like her cupboards are full. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm hearing the word chick. I don't think it's to do with a chicken or an actual chick. I feel like it's in term of endearment or something like that. Stacey, your nan was 5'4" and had a button tin. The buttons are important, I know, because she's absolutely shown me a button tin, and she called you chick. Stacey, we're with you, Stace. Okay. All right. So she did well to get through, didn't she? And she's done well to get that level of information through. Okay. She loves all of this, and because of her personality, she's not going to let something like this happen without joining in the party. And I hope you understand that, you know, she's going to be right on in there and, you know, elbowing her way through the spirits to say, oh, I've got to get a message to my Stace. What does she want to say to you? She's like, look at you doing all of this stuff. She's really, really so excited to see you, you know, administrating and doing all of this stuff. She says you've got brilliant skill set, and she loves the fact that you're on screen. She loves the fact that you're being noticed for your skills, and she says you're just at the beginning, you're going to go far. She's like, strap yourself in because the journey's just beginning. She says you think you're busy now, well, you haven't seen anything yet. She talks really quickly, your Nan. I can't keep up with her. She's like this little bundle of excitement. She's so funny. She's brilliant to work with. Yes, her main message is just she is so fantastically excited to be here. So fantastically exciting to get her message through, and she just wants you to know it's up and up and up and up and up. And she says wait for the summer, it's just taking off. And she says your name will be known. That's what she's telling me. I want to write it down. And I do feel like if she was still here, she'd be shouting. She'd be on here on the bit shouting it out. So much love to you, Stace. She's absolutely gorgeous, a lovely lady to work with, and an absolute pleasure to have brought her through for you. And I'm really pleased we got her little nickname for you as well, because and her buttonton, she did some really good evidence there. Okay, let's have a let me draw you a card, Stacey. Let me draw you a card from her. Okay, from Stacey's Nan. Stace. What's her message to you, my darling? Ah, look at this. It matches what she's just been telling you. Love where you are. So you're doing exactly what you need to be. Enjoy every moment of it, because it is just going to get bigger. So that's a lovely card, and absolutely brilliant that it's already matched with what she's been telling you. So that's fantastic. Okay. Let me just take a drink and we'll see who else is here. Okay, I feel like I've got a gentleman here with me who now is a slightly different energy. He's a little bit more reserved, a little bit less. You can't get more high energetic than Stacey's Nan, but he's more not serious, because he's got a lot of love and a lot of positivity around him. But he's more in sort of work mode. He's more in sort of making sure everything's in order mode. I know that paperwork's important to him, and I know that having things just right is important to him, and making sure everything is in order. So I do feel like that would have been to do with his job, and just the way that he is, that everything needs to be sorted out and kept and sorted. I do feel like he passed from an illness rather than accident, just because there's a little bit of heaviness around me. So I do feel like he had preparation time to go. I feel like that was some of that bit about being organized. I feel like he likes order and calm. So I feel like he's a lovely, gentle man, but he does like order and calm. Facebook user, you feel this is your dad. Can you pop your first name just under the comments, darling? You don't have to give me your surname or anything like that, but it just helps me strengthen the connection if you're able to just tell me your first name. And Hayley as well, sounds like your dad too. So let's just see. Charlene, lovely. So Charlene and Hayley, let's just see if we can separate out and see who we have here. Okay. So I'm just going to go back over slightly. So he likes things in order. He absolutely passed from an illness, and that gave him time to make sure that everything was in order. I feel, what does he want to bring through? What will separate him out? there's just such a calmness about him, a real calmness. And so in that way, he won't be rushed. I feel like he's a chap who wouldn't rise to anger very often. Even if he's frustrated, he's just Mr. Horizontal. And so if he does rise to, being snappy, it's a very unusual event for him. Let's just see. Just trying to connect with him and just get that extra little nugget. I do feel like he's quite quiet, because often when I struggle to get the information so quickly, that's evidence in himself that he's a quieter man. So he's quiet, he's very slow to anger, very laid back, but likes things in order, likes everything to be just so. A very neat man. I feel like he would have folded his stuff up. I feel like he would have, naturally liked all the books in order as well, and would have liked things put away before he went to bed so that it's all nice and tidy. I do feel like it has to be tidy. Not your dad then, Hayley. Thank you. And that's good then that they've given us that evidence. He is a tidy man. Okay. Elizabeth, it could be you, because that might be an army thing, folding and being in order. Does that, Elizabeth, can you just give me another message to let me know if that makes sense to you? If it doesn't, say no, because I need to re-look into that. I do feel like before he always folded his clothes before bed. Elizabeth, I do feel like I'm with you, because I did feel like he was folding things up. So I feel like that's his evidence in that sense as well. Okay, let's see where he wants to go for you. What does he want to say to you? Okay, Elizabeth, what he's saying to you is, I feel like he wasn't a huge man of many words. I'm not sure he was, unicorns and pink fluffy stuff. But what he does want you to know is that there is so much love and respect there for you. And he wishes he was more demonstrative when he was on this earth. I feel like there was just something that held him back, and that was just him, his natural ability, his own natural way of being. But there is no doubt of the love that he has for you, and there is no doubt about how proud he is of you. Elizabeth, I wonder if there's something going on at the moment. Is it loneliness for you, or is there some sort of... there's something that's just causing a little bit of a wave for you at the moment. It's just wobbled you a little bit. Okay, absolutely. One-to-one, different kettle of fish. In groups, he would have just gone to the side of the room. Okay, Elizabeth, can you understand there's just a little bit of worry or angst around you at the moment? There's something that is just causing you a little bit of maybe think time or stress or just feeling a little bit detached or lonely at the moment, because that's the energy he's giving me. And he wants you to know that you don't have to be a massive social butterfly all of the time, and not to be influenced by what people think or say. And he wants you to know that you are so special. He wants you to know that there's going to be an opportunity for you. And I do feel this is particularly a work or a hobby or something that is going to come up. And he says that things are going to change. And I feel like the summer's coming, because I'm seeing the sun rise. And then I feel like towards the autumn, everything just balances out and changes for you, Elizabeth. It's like it all just goes away. And I feel like there's an opportunity that comes with that new way of that energy that's coming as well for you. So he's saying just sit tight, don't worry too much at the moment, but really look at all of those opportunities as they come through, because things are changing for you. And particularly, I don't know if you follow the moon cycle, but he wants you to have a moon cycle card, which I wasn't particularly going to use today, so he's being very specific about that. But I do feel like the moon cycle cards are quieter cards as well, and so that fits with his personality. So let's just come through with that. He's also telling me that you would enjoy laughs together in those quiet moments when it was either just family or just you. There would be a really lovely sense of humour going around. So I hope you, looking for a new job at the moment, that new job is coming. It's absolutely coming for you, Elizabeth. By the autumn, you'll be in that new job and loving it. And yeah, absolutely. Don't stop looking for that job because it's coming to you. Okay. All right, so the card you have got is emotions are running high. So at the moment you are just feeling that, you know, that wave of different emotions coming up, that things aren't quite right, that you are looking for another job. That is absolutely the right thing to be doing, the right thing you should be doing. And you know what this card tells us is it's the super moon, and the super new moon brings changes. Okay, big changes. All right, so go with it. Recognize your emotions might be a little bit at the moment. Just allow yourself, be kind to yourself. Okay, allow yourself space, allow yourself time, but trust your instincts. Go for that job. Okay, keep looking for it, but don't just take the first one, because the right job is coming for you. He also wants you to delve into whether it's a phone call or visiting the new place of work when you get that to that point, because the people are really important for you. But you will find your tribe, is what I'm hearing. You will find it, and you're going to be like a new woman. So that's a really exciting thing to look forward to, isn't it? So I wish you all the luck in the world, Elizabeth. What a lovely, lovely message, and what a grand job your dad did of coming through to tell you. Okay, let's have a drink and see who else is there. Okay, so as I took a drink there, I just was really drawn to the calendar on my wall, and I know dogs are important to the spirit that has come through to me, and I do feel like they are with their dogs in spirit, and I almost feel like their dogs were more important than people to them. They absolutely love their family. I'm not saying that at all, but their connection with their dogs, their animals, was absolutely what they were about. They would have either had lots of dogs, worked with dogs, or volunteered with them. That's for sure. And the bond that they had was like this. So it would have been really, really close. And it's interesting because this dog energy is coming through so strongly. I'm not even certain if I've got a man or a lady yet, because all they want to bring through is their wonderful dogs. And it's not a singular dog either, it's more than one dog. So can anybody take somebody who either had a really close relationship with their dog and had dogs throughout their life, or had more than one dog? Just let somebody reply, and then I'll see what else I can get. You lost 2 dogs 2 years ago. My best mate's Bernadette, bless. Nancy, my mum, yes I can. My daughter. Okay, so let's see if I can get a little bit more. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Okay, so I do feel like I'm going to go female with this energy. But I don't feel like it's a female who particularly she was absolutely a female, but I don't feel like, you know, dresses and makeup and hair and everything were the you know, like any of us, we of course like dressing up, but I think being out, walking with dogs, being with nature, was far more her personality. I don't feel like her personality was a big push forward. I think she was slightly quieter, or maybe shy, or maybe had some kind of, you know, she wouldn't step forward in a big group because she brought the dogs through first. So I feel like that's really strong evidence. And generally, if people don't want to step forward first, that's a bit of evidence around their personality, that they may well have held back in social situations in life as well. So Kaz, you feel this is your daughter, Kaz? Okay. Kaz, can I just ask, I just wonder if there was an element of shyness or anxiety around her, just because of her reluctance to come forward fronting with the dogs. But I do know the communication and the love that animals got from her and gave to her was so very, very important. Absolutely. Kaz, I do feel like I'm with you. I do feel like I'm with you. Very shy, yeah, absolutely, because she's here, but she's, you know, she really doesn't, you know, she's hiding away, and she's got no need to, because she was such a beautiful girl, and that connection, it's almost like her shyness enabled her to have such a different level of communication with animals, because she just got them. You know, it was easy. There was no problems with animals at all. She could talk to them. In fact, she did. She had a wonderful relationship with them. And she's come through, in essence, despite her shyness, just because she wants to connect with you and say thank you. She says that you gave her an extraordinary amount of time and love, and I know you're her mum, but she just wants to recognize that you know, that she was in the very best loving place that she could be, and she is so thankful and so grateful. It wasn't on her timeline to ever live to an old age. And that was just her soul path. That was the path that she had to live on this earth. She wants you to know that she is so happy now. She's with animals. She's just shining brightly. She's absolutely fine. There is no worry. There is no anxiety. There is no sadness. She's at peace. She's happy. And she feels like you really needed to hear that. I do feel like that's a message that you really needed to hear, because there's a lot of, she wants you to let go of all negativity or guilt or worry or angst, and start to live and enjoy your life. And I hope that makes sense to you. She wants you to know that she's good and she's with you, and she's a happy girl. She does want you to smile. She wants you to enjoy and smile. And she's talking about a necklace. And I also want to talk about, I don't know if it's a bracelet, because I'm drawn to my bracelets. I'm just I feel like there's so much of hers that is still around. Okay. And she doesn't want this reading to cause you distress. She's come through to share love and to hopefully bring smile to your face and laughter. She's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. So just getting a card from her from you. Beautiful. Okay, so first of all, we have persistent drive, and she said that you showed a great deal of persistence when supporting her. She says you're an incredibly resilient woman, and she says that drive is what gets you through life, and helped her incredibly. And she said that when you're supporting or advocating for somebody you love, you're like one of these. You just keep going, and she just wants to recognize that as a bit of evidence for you. Okay. Convey your meaning. reflect on the way you communicate with others. Okay. And I feel like for this, she just wants you to make sure that you are remembering the positives, remembering how positive you are, and remembering the love. She wants, there's a bit of let go, I think, that needs to happen. And that's so easy for me to sit here and say. And I absolutely understand that. But she doesn't want that stuff that's still being held on to be negative. So she says, just let it go. Let it go, let it go. And look at this beautiful card. This was her message card to you, okay? And it's in the light of the moon. And this is beautiful because when there's a full moon and it's changed, look at the whale jumping out of the water and into the sea. And she says that, you know, you created this space for her to do this, and you can do this. And certainly she is now jumping in the light of the moon. And it's such a beautiful card. A full moon can shine light on what you have been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. And it is such a beautiful card. So she wants you to know that she's happy, she's at peace, she's good, and she wants you to jump in the shine of the moon and really take some enjoyment from life, and just saying thank you and love, absolute love. Okay, thank you, Kaz, for allowing me to connect with your daughter, a beautiful girl. Okay, and aren't Spirit amazing how they bring their personalities through? Even somebody who's shy finds a way to convey that through the messaging. So that's so awesome. Okay. Right, let's see if we can get one last connection in. Stace, tell me if I'm okay to do one more. Let's go, or we can pull some cards for people for the last 5 minutes. Okay, so would people like one more reading or cards for the last bit? Okay, let's just see. Let's just see. Okay, so I have a chap here with me who did just want to pop in before we close, and he's funny. He's got a good sense of humour on him. He is older, and I know he enjoyed pints, and he's very specific about that. It's not fancy whiskey, it's not wine, it's a good old-fashioned English pint that he's enjoying, or it could be any country pint, could be beer or lager, but it's a good old man's drink is what he's telling me. And he does like to enjoy that both at home and in the pub. Bernadette, you feel like this is your dad. Definitely pints. And he's a down to earth, say it as it is, you know, he's just a regular guy, that's what he's telling me, but he's funny. He's got a great sense of humour on him. He likes a bit of banter. Bernadette, would you understand his sense of humour being sort of a little bit banterish as well? And what else is he telling me? You're absolutely right. I know that he's married, and he was certainly in a relationship because he has kids. And I feel like he's telling me at times, not that he wasn't reliable, but just that, you know, sometimes life was busy and he had lots going on, and, you know, sometimes he had to be reminded sometimes to do stuff. And he wants to make it known that he wasn't Mr. Tidy. Not that he was hugely messy, but just he wasn't a come home, fold everything up in a delightful pile. Absolutely understand that. Bernadette, he's come through and he wants to give you a big hug like this, a proper hug, like pull him into you hug. Like, you know, he doesn't care if you're embarrassed and it's in public. He's giving you this massive hug. And Bernadette, he wants you to He's laughing because he says, you know, keep it light-hearted, love. Don't get too pulled down with everything. Yes, life has all sorts of responsibilities and things that you need to do and say and sort out, but make sure you keep life light-hearted. He wants you to have some barbecues in the summer. Would you understand why he's saying this? But he just wants you to have people around you, have some fun for no other reason than just pulling people around to have a chat and a drink and a chill out and sun on your face. Spring's coming, it's getting warmer, and he just wants you to you've been letting life get to you. Absolutely. He wants you to let go. He wants you to enjoy yourself. He says, when was the last time you had a really good belly laugh? You know, just remember, life is short. You know, he said, look at me, you know, life is short. You just never know. So lighten up and enjoy, put a massive smile on your face, he says, because you're so beautiful. And when you smile, the world just changes. So he wants you to not get too het up, because it is going to be all right. You've got your dad looking after you now. He says he isn't any more organised in spirit, but he'll certainly carry on helping you. And I just want to get you a card from him, Bernadette. So let's have a look what he's coming through. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Oh, bless him. Okay, so the first card, okay, that he's showing me is help appears in various ways. And I do feel like, to do with your angst at the moment, that you need to accept help when it comes up. Don't try and do everything on your own, and don't try and manage on your own, and don't just use your worries on your own. Talk to people, accept that help, and it might just be a tiny bit of help. But he says, you know, never feel on your own, because a worried shared, and all of that is a worry sorted out. Okay, and he's also telling me that some of your worries are because you're putting a lot on your own plate. You have incredibly high expectations of yourself and incredibly high standards. You know, he's just saying, let your hair down. Exactly. Lighten up. And it doesn't always have to be perfect. All right. And he's reminding you, his message card to you is that you are one resilient cookie. All right. Remember that. Don't let anything get you down. Smile, chin up, and step forward, because you are resilient, you are loved, and he has got your back. So I hope that makes sense to you, Bernadette, and what a lovely, lovely message for you. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. What a wonderful, wonderful session we've had today. I will pull a couple of cards. Lynn, you've asked for a card, so let's get a couple of cards before we sign off. I'm going to be here every other week, same time, and looking forward to working with you all. So please come back next time, in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so Lynn, your card is Dancing with the Rainbows. Look at that. Okay, and I feel like it's telling you to let your hair down and be a bit silly. Put on some music, dance, just connect with some high vibration energy. You know, just let it go, and then you'll start to hear what it is you really want. So any confusion, anything you're holding back, sort of person you think you should be, just dance, be a bit silly, be a bit mad, let your hair down, dance in the rainbow. Okay, Bernie, card for Bernie. Let's see. Bernie. Shedding out of the old, Bernie. This beautiful lobster has a most amazing shell. It almost looks quite royal, doesn't it? But what we know about lobsters is they have to break out of their shell in order to grow. All right. So sometimes we have to give ourselves a little push, delve even into the little areas that are slightly more difficult or uncomfortable for us in order to move forwards and see new opportunities. But this card is about change, because the lobster changes its shell. Okay, so change is coming. So are you ready for it, is what I'd say, and make sure that you say yes and embrace it. Even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, go with it. Okay, so we will have 2 more cards, and then we will close. Remember, I'm here every other week. I do have a web page. I'm looking forward not next week, the week after this time, I'll be back on. Okay, so this is for Nancy. Take notes. Okay, so Nancy, I feel like there's a lot of people around you that have a lot of opinions, okay? But the answers are within yourself. So I feel like just quietening, having some connection time with you, get out for a walk in nature, just have some time just for you and listen to your intuition, okay? Don't necessarily be swayed by what everyone else around you is saying. Follow you, because your instinct is really, really good. And, you know, sometimes when we're offered things, it may seem like a good offer. And then when we really delve down inside, we realize that maybe there's a little warning inside us that says maybe not. So I hope you understand that, Nancy. And it's a lovely card. It also tells me your intuition is quite good. So if you've ever thought about reading cards or doing spiritual work, that would be a great opening for you. Okay, this is truly my last card, because I'll happily sit here all afternoon pulling them otherwise. Lauren. Okay, Lauren. Okay, what's your card, Lauren? Looking at the underbelly. Okay, so be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner, okay? And one of the projects you're working on could use some fine tuning. So don't know if you've been procrastinating or been distracted, or whether you're plowing forward and just need a moment to just make sure whatever you're working on is right. This card for me also says that it's good sometimes to show a little bit of vulnerability, because, you know, the underbelly of the whale is an incredibly vulnerable area. And when we start to think about showing our underbelly, sometimes it's about saying, this is me, love me for who I am. Don't try and change it, because you're beautiful. You've got absolutely every right to feel very proud of who you are. But if you are planning a project or doing something at the moment, just take time to just go back over that list, go back over that plan. Is it all sorted? Is it all done? And there might be something you've just missed. And if not, just put a little bit touch of you. Don't put too many shields up, okay? So, right, we are at 1 hour and 6 minutes. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'd love to see as many of you back next week as you possibly can. Not next week, the week after. So it's every other week. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for making this space such a positive one. And I hope you've all enjoyed my readings today. I've certainly enjoyed working with all of you. So thank you very, very much. And Stace, I'll let you close the room up. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. And goodbye. Thank you.